Welcome. Today we're going to talk about multiple elements of the unified path and how they can sometimes overlap each other. This is a good thing, but let me explain. As we've said before, there are 4 elements of the spiritual life, that a whole spiritual life needs to address all 4 elements: body, mind, heart, and soul. And there are activities, things we do that work these things out and bring them into play. That is to say, rituals and learning and devotion and interior work. So it turns out that there are many things we do that will take more than one of these measures. There are things that, for example, we can do ritually that also are expressions of devotion. This is very common. Just to say that something is a ritual doesn't exclude it from being in any of the other categories, much as saying that something is knowledge doesn't exclude it from being love. But the reason we have 4 categories is so that we can focus on these things and be able to adjust the various components in our own lives so that we can get the most out of it, so that we can open ourselves more efficiently, more universally, and more individually, since all of us are individuals and need all of these elements, but in different measures. That's one of the reasons a spiritual path might not apply to everyone, or something that works very well for someone or some group may not be quite as good as a different path for a different group. These things are complicated and they are individual, but the first thing that one needs to do is to make some sort of assessment, and we have a couple of videos on how to do a self-assessment in terms of looking at all 4 elements, body, mind, heart, and soul, of our own lives, and then putting into play changes that strengthen, amplify, minimize, or bring in new elements in all of these categories. Later in our videos, we'll be talking about some specifics that can be done in terms of specific activities, and we'll hear from some experts in each of those areas. But right now, we're looking at things in general, and in general, there are many areas that can overlap, such as ritual and worship. Now, ritual is an activity that is done regularly, and worship is an activity that honors or recognizes the greater, the holy, the divine, the whole. And both of these can be combined, and I'm thinking here of a very wonderful, saintly, spiritual man I knew who had a ritual of working in his garden. This was something he did every day, but it was not only something that he loved, but it was something that he used to bring out the beauty and the harmony that he saw in the world. This was an expression of the divine to him, and he worked in his garden diligently and ritually in order to make it what he wanted, which is to say, a beautiful expression of nature. And he did that with great detail. I remember talking to him about why he wanted a particular color in a particular place, not just a blue flower, but a particular blue flower in a particular place, so that the whole would be this beautiful, harmonious expression of nature. And the thing that made it a ritual was not just the regularity, but like all of the elements of the ritual and all elements of the unified path, body, mind, heart, and soul, all of the elements need to be done with intention, with awareness and mindfulness, and with presence. And when you bring intention and awareness and presence into an activity such as gardening, it becomes a spiritual method. It becomes a way to open yourself, to open your heart to the beauty and the divine that is already there, of course. But the thing that needs work is is you and me. And by finding these things and by employing them and using them, we can change our lives to learn more, do more, to be more, because what we want is to know the truth, to be awake, to know God. And that involves doing something. And here are 4 categories of things we can do. That's what the Unified Path is all about. So I did want to take some time in this video just to mention that these activities aren't exclusive, and just because something fits one category, such as knowledge and the mind, doesn't mean that it's excluded from another category, such as interior work. But all of these things need to be present, and need to be present in all of our lives in order to be as full and as open and as wonderful as they might be. We'll have a lot more to say about these in upcoming videos. But for now, please join our community by visiting our website, and we'll let you know about the upcoming videos. And I'm Terry Moore. This is the Unified Path, and we'll see you again, I hope.